Hello everyone, T-Man978. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the G.I. Joe Classified Series HASLAB Cobra Rattler. This box is heavy. It's heavier than a friggin' PlayStation 5 box. I don't know how it's going to feel after I open it, but let's do that. It is my goal to streamline this, but I want to just say I'm tired. I've already opened 2 boxes and I'm still not done because this box is inside of that other box I just showed. Alright, this is what I'm seeing right now. Alright, now we go from that image to this image right here that lets you see that they're attacking the USS flag over here. And yeah, these are the bombs. This is the top right here where they're showing patches and whatnot that you get. Cobra Airborne HASLAB. Here's the rear of the box. And here is the bottom of the box where they have all the details like the different parts of the jet and different accessories that are included. Not that you even need all this because this is a HASLAB situation, but I guess they wanted to do it. So I don't know how clear this is going to be because I don't have the light directly on this, but I'm filming in 4K as far as I know. So you should be able to pause and see everything you need to see. Hey, you know what? I'm not going to show every detail on the box. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. I'm pretty sure somebody showed the whole thing. G.I. Joe did a whole unboxing, but here are all 3 of the inside boxes. You put it together like this and you get this image. In the top tray, we got the figures and most of the accessories like blast effects and whatnot. And one thing I think is cool, this bomb, you can see like the insides, like, or the explosives. I like this. You see that floating effect? I don't think that's supposed to be a thing because the other one doesn't do that. Oh yeah, the patches, which I'll show later, and the stickers were in here as well. Alright, so I emptied out the bottom box, and let me just tell you, I wasn't going to record all this, but I just want to have some of my impressions. Like, the plastic in these wings, crazy. I haven't felt plastic like this on any type of action figure type product in a minute. This display space right here, multi-layer, was way better than the Dragonfly. It feels like if you hollowed out a Super Nintendo system, that's what the plastic feels like. It might even be better. And this plastic stuff for the display stand, this feels like real consumer product plastic. It's not thin. It feels like, you know, like when you're putting like your blender or something together or some type of component, stuff like that. That's how thick, and the quality of this, it is nuts. Yeah. You have to have it in hand. This feels way more substantial than a lot of things I've messed with recently. Even Transformers that are hundreds of dollars. Alright, the middle packaging had this stuff in there, which are some significant components right there. Still the same quality. If anything so far feels cheaperish, it's the landing gear. The plastic they used on that feels like what I'm used to. But they do have rubberized tires that actually roll, so that's awesome. Alright, when this thing was shown off, first of all, the person who sent this to my house so I can review it, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. But let's get back to this. When this thing was first shown off, you could tell it was huge, but I don't even know. I might take it off of this to review it. I don't know. Or just show this whole big. Wide shot is way bigger than my review table. I had to put like an extra thing up here so this setup right here won't even be falling on the floor, so I could at least get out to this point because my table ends like right here. All of that is being supported by like a plastic screen I have underneath of there. But this thing is huge and it's made out of substantial plastic. It is heavy and weighty. Like, people were making fun of those patches it comes with, like they were cheaping out or something. Or nobody really wanted patches, I guess. But wow, this feels more substantial than, I haven't compared it to the Dragonfly yet. It has to be longer than that, and then definitely wider, and the plastic used on this is way more substantial, and it comes with so many accessories. I don't even know where to begin. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm thinking I'm going to show this stuff off. I'll probably show all of the accessories, but I'm not going to go into great detail, and I'm not going to show me putting them on the thing, just like I didn't show me putting this together. I'm pretty sure there are 20, 40 videos out right now showing the whole thing, and if not, Hasbro did it. Now you see it has like rivets and details all over the place, and this is before you put like stickers on. They have all types of details as far as the controls, and let's see if I can lighten things up without being silly looking. Yeah, there we are. You get controls in there on both sides. This handle actually moves. This thing is part of the seat belt, and let's see if I can aim in there. The seat is red. There's like a safety situation right there beside the seat belt. But yeah, this opens up. Once you got to plug this one on, it like has stopping points. This doesn't. That's just loose and flimsy. I wish that had stopping points. But you got controls in here. That handle right there moves. Let's pop this off. This comes off very easy. This handle moves. But yeah, and let's light it up. Yeah, all of that lights up. It lights up back here. And I'll show the other lights. Well, there's some lights down here. While we're on lights, let's hit it again. This panel right here opens, and there are lights in there. That's what you should be seeing. And that does that because there's a battle damaged panel that you can put on. And now it looks like G.I. Joe shot them up. So that's cool. And you can hit the button and turn that off, which makes this flicker. I think this like changes colors and whatnot. Maybe that's stealth mode. This might be like attack mode or some crap. I'm not sure. But it just turns itself off after 2 minutes. There's nothing else you can do to make it like go off like you could with the other ones, like continuous presses. Oh, the controls are blinking in there too. I didn't notice that. Other features. With this shut, this goes up like that. Well, it needs to go up because right now it's pointed right at the cockpit. So it can go up. It can rotate around to shoot 360. Depending on how you have it, you could like lift the whole thing out. Alright, I hope this stays in focus. I'm using ultra wide now. But the other feature this thing has, or another feature I should say, a landing gear right here. Now, one of the things I'll go into is, it seems like one of them always sticks out more. And I don't know why that's the case, but there's a button here. When you hit this button, and I'm going to try to get this, boom, they come down. And the rubberized tires, it rolls nicely right here. I like that. But when you push them in, I guess push both of these at the same time, because if you push one, it'll start doing that, and I think that's the problem. You can click that back. This one seems to push both of them, but yeah, but I like that. This gun up here, You can turn that. That's like a old school play feature. It makes that noise to sound like it's really shooting. And we have this right here, this pull out ladder, which is cool. And under here, there is a release button right there. You can push that button and rotate the wings up. The wings actually can rotate down, but rotate that up, and this is capable of rotating back like that for, I guess, storage or be an easy entrance into the base because the wings are wide. But to let you see, like, this does do that, but it only locks when you push it like this. The turbines, they do spin manually, even back here, that spins. So they put a lot into this. And let's see on this side, there is a panel that opens up right here. Inside you see engine detail and the ammo loaded in there for the front gun up here, which does have like that purplish color tone. So that's cool. Here is a closer look at that release button. If anything else happens in the rear, I'm not sure that besides the blast effects you can put in. Here is a close-up on this. They don't spin like loosely. Let's give you a look at the rear stuff. Here are the thrusters back there. The thruster right here. They have effects ports. Oh yeah, no step. You're not actually supposed to be on the jet. Here's an extra ladder you can put here, which kind of confused me. There's only one clip-on point. The other one is lifted at all times. I mean, you can clip it with either side, but the other one will be lifted up. So I'm not sure how that's supposed to work. I guess this one is better because it's flat on the ground, but it's still lifted right there. I guess I'll show the accessories. Here are some unguided CCAF missiles right there. These are not painted, which does make them look well, let me take that back. The tips are painted gray, but they kind of have a cheaper feel because they are unpainted. You get 6 of those missiles, and you get several clip-on points that you can put onto the figure, onto the jet, so it can actually accept every accessory that I'm about to show. Blast effects, like the blue ones, and these effects right here that can also be thrust exhaust. I don't know, maybe they could be exhaust as well, but they are definitely shaped different than this. These missile exhausts or just exhaust effects right here, they have plug-in points right there. These are made out of hard plastic, and yeah, I don't know if I like that so much, because you get things like the seam marks right there and paint not looking great in certain areas, like it's chipping right there. And I remember effects like this. It's nice that you get like the hollow right there, especially if this had a light system, so you can light that up. That would have been great for this to be hollow plastic and transparent, but I'll have to keep messing with this. I don't think anything lights it up. You get these 2 missile launchers right here. I don't believe these missiles come out, but yeah, maybe if you flip them around, you could put stuff right there. You get these 2 heat-seeking missiles. You get these 2 missiles that say electro-optical targeting system. This missile tip actually shoots off. So there's that. These are Cobra Command cluster bombs I was talking about earlier. The last 2 missiles to show is this one that says best regards with like a warthog on there. You actually get a decal for this that you can put on the jet, but these are like their more atomic bomb type situations. You get this one. It's only painted on that one side. You get 12 of these missile clip-on systems right here. I'm gonna have to, I haven't done any of this stuff, I'm just showing it right now. And you get this. Well, like I said that, but I'm gonna plug this stuff to the jet, mess around with it, and have real opinions later. But right now I'm just showing this stuff so I can get it done. Alright, I put the missiles on. This is the recommended on the instructions configuration right there. But we are left with these two on the side. So you'll have to take something off in order to plug this in. Probably these bigger bombs for me. And I'll put them on there. But let's rotate this down so you can see what it looks like all armed up right here. So that's cool. It's funny as hell not having a backdrop for this situation. Let's lighten things up so you can definitely see the stuff in the front. It's cool. And let's eliminate this situation. So that's cool. Nice. Nice! Here are these blast effects shooting out of there. They can also shoot out the front right here. If you don't see a link in my description for spudgers, you're going to need a spudger to get these separated from the missile. Right here, this is a spudger. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Transformers fan knows. But to pry plastic parts apart without actually scraping or damaging, it's best to use a tool like this. Alright, here is a minor complaint that I think we've all had to make before in previous HASLABs. And I think these might have came with something else. But anyhow, this effect is duplicated. So the curve right there is up. And from that positioning, you know what? I guess it doesn't matter now that I'm thinking about how it goes. But yeah, it would have been nice if they were reversed or mirrored. That would have been awesome. But the reason why I needed that spudger to take the missile off is so I can connect this to that. And now that that's connected, it can look like it's being fired off. And no, nothing lights. There are no lights going through that plastic piece that connects this to make it illuminate. You would have to open that up and put your own lights in there. But you can connect this to any one of these missiles you choose. One cool thing, even though you can't connect all of these to the jet at once, they still give you separate clips that you can keep in here at all times. So you won't need a spudger to keep removing them. But here's this configuration. I took the heatsink missile off because that's easiest right now. Here's this thrust coming out of there. This can fit into there. Yeah, come on, there we go. Those can fit into there. These are exhaust effects right there, or thrusting effects, while this one is a gun effect because they fit there, and they can fit in the front if you want, or you could just leave these here, or the blue ones. The big exhaust right here, or thrusting effect, it will be bumping back there, so I wouldn't recommend it for right here. So now, overall, as far as this Rattler, the Rattler is impressive. It has a bunch of options, a bunch of accessories. It is very cool. I didn't show it on the display base. I'm going to do that later. But I want to get to these people. Here is the whole Rattler crew right here. They're numbered 183, 84, and 85. So, yeah, they're numbered. If you are a completionist and you didn't back this, I feel sorry for you. They're packaged in this direction in the box, and this is the Cobra Rattler. This is, I don't remember his name, Wild Weasel, and the Baroness, or Baroness. That's what she's just called. And this is definitely the direction I would go as far as looking at them. Packaging nice. It is exactly what you would see in a store. There's no barcode at the bottom because these aren't released in the store. And let's see what this image looks like. Yeah, it's still in order by number in this direction. Yeah, but as far as in specialness to me as characters, it would be the reverse. Oh, when I say reverse, I mean least important to important. But as you can see, here are some optional stickers they have on this. And on this one, they have the warthog detail on it. But I doubt I'm putting any stickers on this thing. Of note as well, they do have this optional plastic tag so you can hang it on the wall. And there is no tape. Here is the Rattler gunner. And I'll say this, the Cobra HASLAB was really great. But looking at what you get with this, the Dragonfly, and the characters they come with, I feel like the characters are better than the Hiss driver characters, because they are making sure to give them like a bunch of accessories and whatnot. The Hiss figures were very bare bones and they barely came with anything. But let's get into this. We get these two thigh guard things. These shouldn't be accessories. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why they're separate, to be honest. I can't comprehend. Maybe I'll figure it out later. But he just has two gaping holes right here. I don't know whether they wanted to fill up the package, but it doesn't really make sense for those to be separate, like at all. But they're accessories right here. You get the hose that attaches to his vest and his mask right here. That attaches to the helmet, which has this Cobra detail right there. We get this blaster here, which I'm not familiar with. This comes out. And we get two more basic pistols right here. No blast port, that's surprising. But two pistols. The two pistols can go into the holsters right here. And the rifle, I like it when they have attachments that you can hold the rifle somewhere other than their hands. But let's get into him. He, by default, comes with the black guy face on. I don't want to say African American because Lord knows where he came from, but it's obviously somebody with some Afro DNA in their body. Just look at the hair. This is all they needed because this is all I'm gonna leave on there. You know me. But here is detail. The legs are like black, like he has on these. I forget what they're called, but they're the things that pull over the pants. Yeah. And let's get into the articulation before we do anything else. The head can actually look up. Thank you. That has not been happening. This ball joint in the neck is bigger than normal because they swap necks. And it can do all this. Yeah, so that's way better range out the ball joint down there because it's bigger. And they did that because the head pops off. And we can change him, yeah, to a more white eye right there. Here's this. The sculpting in the hair, it's good enough. But these masks don't come off their face because they're supposed to be just blank troopers. Anywho, the shoulders go out to here. They go back and forth on the butterfly joint, kind of stiff. You get this detail right here. This is the Cobra Airborne patch. You get that patch right there. But you also get bicep swivel. The elbow bends 90 degrees. The wrist is on a vertical hinge right here and rotates. Let's look at this one. This one is also vertical hinge. You get the typical ratcheted style ab crunch. This vest is crazy pliable, and this piece right here is also like a separate piece, so you can actually just take that off if you want. But you get the ball down here. This part lifts up higher. It's a soft diapery piece. It lifts up higher than normal. So you get enough ab crunch out of him, and you get swivels and whatnot. The drop down hips don't seem to drop down as much as normal, and the legs definitely don't kick out to the side even without those guns in it. They don't kick out to the side as high as normal. You get at least 90 right here. Thigh rotation. This right there, they actually put a swivel under there. Thank you. The foot can kick all the way back still, and it can kick forward and ankle pivot. The bottom of the feet looks like that. And let's put these pieces right here in. Well, it should be easy enough, I hope. Or maybe that's upside down. There we go. Yeah, what the heck? Why was this separate? I can't comprehend why this was separate, and I'm pretty sure I didn't get that first one on camera. Sorry. But there's that look. It completes the look. Alright, he has a peg hole right there. This device pegs into this right here. The mask should be self-explanatory, or helmet, I mean. It just goes over his face, looking like that. And then, yeah, here's the mask. It goes over the mouth area and plugs in on the side. Now, I don't like these pliable, rubbery, gummy peg-in systems because it typically doesn't work all that well. Now, that works well, but plugging this part into here, this seems to be a problem. But you can get that going on, but I wouldn't suggest moving the head too much. That's when things will start coming apart, because I don't know, it plugs in, but it just plugs in mostly straight because this is a little bit more rigid than pliable for a situation like this. Here he is coming out of the gunner seat, straight ready to shoot without taking off anything. He's just as awesome as any classified series figure. Just this connection right there, that's frustrating. Here is the gunner in there. Bruh. I would suggest, normally you could put their legs straight out when you put them in these vehicles, but you have to bend his knees a little bit. There is not like a lot of straight out room in there. It's like he's actually seated this time. I didn't even bother putting his hand on that handle, like getting him in there, getting the seatbelt on, putting the hose in the face was trouble enough. So depending on how anal, you can work that out yourself. But here he is sitting in there. You can still see him in there even when you rotate this around while he's shooting. So yeah, cool. Alright, Wild Weasel. He comes with a lot of accessories as well, but his are mostly cosmetic. And I went on and on about these thigh guard things, and now somebody was in the comments like, or watching this like, why is he complaining about that? Why is he complaining about that? You give two different thigh guard types for Wild Weasel. And it's funny, Wild Weasel, Wild Bill. His face, let's get into that. I like the personality in this face. It kind of reminds me of another figure I bought. The guy from Beast Morphers, and now I forget his name. I love that face on that guy. And this one is just as well. Good. The body is, I'm not even going to do the articulation on him. The body is exactly the same as the gunner, but they changed the vest. The vest now features like this scarf type situation instead of just being empty space. Like you could just see that t-shirt under there. You see that before you see the t-shirt. The neck is different because it's not the swappable big ball joint type, but he is capable of still looking up more than recent G.I. Joes I've messed with. So there's that. They changed his patch deco right here on that one side, but everything else identical besides the color scheme. And like I said, the vest, this is still removable, and this crotch piece is different, and it now has the one holster instead of two holsters that are just on his legs and unattached to the belt. But he has the same exact gun. And let's go with, I'm pretty sure I'm going to put these, no, you can't put them on the wrong side. Stratagem. I guess you can look down at his legs and see where they need to be. And here is their mission. Praise Cobra, find the pit, destroy G.I. Joe. So, yeah, I'm going to leave those on his legs instead of the regular ones. The helmet is the exact same besides color scheme. You get this regular option one that is pristine when he first goes out. Same mask. I believe this mask has the same deco as the gunner. Let's make sure before I lie. No, it's, yeah. Same deco on that part at least. And yeah, here's what he looks like. Right there. Optionally, we have this battle damage look, and that's maybe where he got the scars. So maybe he just wears this mask as a reminder of what happened to him. But it definitely has a dirty wash all over it. It's not pristine anymore. Even the lower part of the mask is burnt more on that side and damaged. So here we are with that. Now I hate, like I said, these gummy pliable peg systems are frustrating. Your mileage will definitely vary depending on your copy of how this mess pipe plugs in. And this thing doesn't want to plug in or stay put. Cool, I like the personality in the face. He doesn't come with as many weapons as the gunner. Now we get to the main thing I wanted from this set, who is above my expectations. I haven't watched any reviews on this, like at all, for any of these figures. I did see part of an unboxing, and she is a blend of the first two I opened, where she has cosmetic accessories and just weapon accessories. So she's better than them. It's like the ultimate Baroness right now. Like, her face is better than the previous ones, and she has options and whatnot and more articulation. Here are the Baroness accessories. The Baroness herself, beautiful. Technically, I can include this hair as an accessory right here. She typically always has long flowing black hair. And this vest. Outside of Tripwire, I can't think of many characters where they actually have a vest that's removable. Like, you can actually unclip that and take it off. Now, you'll have to do more work for the gun pouches down here. So, you know what? I wouldn't even worry about that. These need to be there because she needs to be able to hold guns. It's designed in such a way where it will look like it would be for aerial warriors, but I think the original is like this. Her boots, look at that sculpting right there. And they painted the bottom of the feet. She does have heels. There are people who don't like that. And yeah, look at that. I'm gonna have to mess around with her more. I messed around. I saw that she does seem to have better ab crunch, but I'll see what I can do after I take this vest off. But right now, let's see what she can do. She has the ball at the base and the dumbbell system as normal. She can rotate. And that face is lovely. Arm goes out to here. She does have some butterfly under there, but yeah. Swivel, skinny, but double jointed elbows. Both hands are on horizontal hinges. They both go outward. I showed some of this, and look at that sculpting. She does that. Rotates in both areas. Kicks out to the side, drop down hip. Kick up. More than 90, but you're going to get fighting with this right here, the straps. Knees, the lower knee joint sticks. It's probably because of the boot swivel placement. That ankle pivot, you're gonna definitely need the boot swivel to work the ankle pivot better because of her heel foot. But I like that they did that. This is like the ultimate Baroness. Let's show her as she's normally depicted with her glasses, which I wonder if that's just a cosmetic choice as well, because Cobra technology, she wouldn't need glasses at all. So that must just be a choice for her. With the shorter hair, we can see that she can look up a little bit. Let's see side tilts and whatnot. But here is what that looks like. With this look, you can still technically get the glasses on. I'm not sure if you're supposed to, because it's like it doesn't really leave space for that. I'm thinking this shorter hair right here is specifically for the helmet, to be honest. Actually, maybe she's not even supposed to have on the hair. Well, can I get this on? No, I can't get the helmet on with the hair, so I'm gonna take her hair off to get this helmet on. But there we are with this. And I'm gonna do the other hair, of course, but I wanted to show this while I'm thinking about it. Her breathing unit attaches to the front of the vest right here. Same deal, not very pliable. You just are supposed to keep the face straight with that. And when you take this off, they gave you an optional pouch that can fill in the space right here. But even without it, it doesn't look bad. You wouldn't even notice that if I didn't show you just now. I'm pretty sure if this is the first review you're watching on this, you did not notice that little clip in between the vest. Here is her hair pulled up with the bang and just the strands hanging down over the ears. And she does have red earrings in. And once again, you could technically put the glasses on, but I don't think it was designed for her to have on glasses with these other two styles, especially since she's supposed to be, her hair is probably pulled up so she can get the helmet on, and she wouldn't be wanting to have on those glasses with the helmet. But let's see how far she can look up with this head. Yeah, this head is even higher because there's less blocking, but she should be able to wear these earphones with this head right here. Hopefully. There you are with this. Yeah, there you go with that. If the headphones help keep the glasses in place, so there's an option right there. Yeah, it's harder to get them on both ears with this hair. To be honest, the shorter hair was hard as well. And here she is without that vest. Like, you see more of the deco on her butterfly joint. They didn't put any like real deco on the front. That would have been cool. Like that zipper situation. That would have been nice. As far as articulation, now that she doesn't have that on, I feel like you get more side tilt. She gets a lot of side tilt. But coming forward, not so much. It's like the typical female G.I. Joe. I don't know why they don't think they should be able to come forward more than that. I guess they feel like that's enough. But I feel like they should definitely add more to here. This diapery piece goes up so high, it's covering so much. So I'm going to have to like fix that myself afterwards. It's like you can bend the abs, but when you let go, it will go right back up. So I know they try to make these in such a way that you're not popping the figure apart, but just a little bit more range would be useful and helpful. And you're capable of doing that by shaving off some of the plastic yourself, which you shouldn't have to. Here's this look right here with that hair. And here's this look. Now that I look at it, it reminds me of Lara Croft. Here's the whole crew standing next to each other. Here they all are interacting with this thing. Like maybe the gunner's getting the gun ready for the Baroness. Right here is Wild Weasel in there with the controls on. Well, the lights on. That's what I meant to say. And here is Baroness back here in the gunner seat. She is easier to get in there than the actual gunner. Actually was even able to get her hand around the controls. And she's hitting these controls over here. So let's show Wild Weasel. Let's remove this. This comes out very easy. I just have his hand on the controls right there, and I was trying to get it to look like he's pushing buttons over there. The lights are on under there. Well, they just went off. Let's get them back on. Yay. So, yeah. Cool. Cool. I love all this. I love it. All right, here is the Rattler crew next to the Hiss crew right there. That's all of them. Yay. And here they are next to the Dragonfly crew. Yay. Suck it in. As far as the height of the female, with my backdrop, I can't say that this is a very valid size comparison, but you get an idea. Like the Baroness probably is a little bit closer to the same height, but things might be raised there, so don't take this as gospel. Here are the Baroness that I own from this line, this particular toy line. They feel, even this, they feel so miles away from this right here. This looks so much better to me by every stretch of the imagination. Like, I've always had a problem with the way the legs and the torso were sculpted on this. This is pretty much the same thing as that, except new arms and new head. But the way the hair attaches, she has like the same gimmick. The way this attaches, like, not good. I never reviewed this, and I'm happy that I got that set on a discount. Now this one is good besides the fact that she has single jointed elbows. I forgot that it had boot swivel. It was like the only figure in that whole... No, I think maybe Scarlet had boot swivel as well. But she suffered from the same issue. It was like the stiffer torso and single jointed elbows. And she has a long neck. But this one was still good, but I like her the most, of course. And this was a difficult setup because none of these want to stand up. Let's start this. Here is the vehicle comparison. Ultra wide though. So you can see that it is like pretty much almost 4 coils long right there. And this is the new Baroness on the coil. I have this helmet there, but trust and believe it's just propped. The ball joint size is way different. Here she is at this ultra wide angle right here with her regular head. Alright, it's hard to do this, but oh goodness. Yeah, I think even if we like reconfigured the Rattler, it probably would be bigger and more substantial than the Hiss. Like the Rattler is so ridiculously long and sheesh. Yeah. And here it is next to the Dragonfly. This is the best way I can do this. It is physically longer, of course wider, and the Dragonfly is significantly lighter than this thing. This thing feels really weighty. And the display stands, this is just this big plastic piece with that piece molded like that. While this is multi-layered plastic, I didn't really get into it. And it's 4 pieces of plastic to make that part right there. And you have the option to put the accessories you're not using on there. Like for instance, I have these right here. I'm not using them. They can go in there. I don't know why they put that little dimple right here. I figured that made it like open. But I guess if anything gets stuck on the inside, because on the back, there's empty space right here. I guess since we're not using these right now, you can store them in there. You can store any other effects, so that's really cool. But, and like this looks like it pulls out, but it doesn't. But I guess they made it the way they made it because there are screws on the bottom that could help you take it apart and get these out of here without breaking it. And right now we have him, it aimed up. Well, you can reverse the top of the stand and have it like this. Honestly, let me try something. Like, I took the top off and spin it around, but I don't think you really even need to do that depending on how you care about what the base looks like, so what direction this is going. Yeah, you can do it either way. You can have it, you could take the top off and rearrange it, or you could just rearrange the jet itself. I almost ended things without showing the most important parts. The stickers up close. Anyway, I'm zoomed in so we can see all this. I guess this will be more for the nose area. And we have even bigger stickers for both sides and whatnot. You could decide what you want to do with that. Here's this one. We have Baroness riding on a missile. We've seen designs like that. I don't know if you can actually see it. You can't. But in white it says Wild Weasel Baroness. Rattle this right there. Mars logo. We got this stuff right here. Wild Weasel. Cobra riding on that. Bomb drop. All types of stuff right there. My family is deadlier. And yeah, it's like all types of stuff. These logos are various sizes. You could even put this on things that are third party if you want to, because they have 3 regular Cobra logos, so that'll be good. And these are stickers. They aren't like water slides. That says 41 if you can't see that. And 41888. Yeah, so that's nice. And the most important part, the patches. This is their Air Force logo or whatever they call it. You got this right here. And here's what the backs look like, by the way. So if you are a cosplayer, this will be good. So it's cool getting stuff for people that do cosplay. I don't, but there you are with that. If you can't tell, I like this set. I like it. I like it. A lot of good accessories. The jet is awesome. It only has a few little nitpicky things that I probably mentioned during this long ass video. So I hope you were paying attention. I don't even feel like recapping at this point. The only thing I could think about is the cockpit that he's holding right there. That's a limp. I wish it had the ratchety sensation that the one in the front has. The wings, when you flip them up, they can have a tendency to flip down a little bit easy. The figures, yeah, they're G.I. Joe Classified Series figures. The males are a little bit more stiff because of their gear. The Baroness is a little less stiff, but they all have like stuff going on that makes it a little bit annoying to mess with, like the straps around her legs and whatnot. Like having to readjust that while you're posing is aggravating, and she is wearing heels, so that makes it a chore to get her to stand up, but she does have boot swivel, thankfully. But all of her other accessories and options make her an awesome, like the best female figure they've released so far. And not to mention the face looks way better to me than any of the other Baroness figures. But anywho, thank you for watching this video. Until next time, T-Man978 out of here. How does this fit on? The fuck? Click the videos. Click the in videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click these videos. Click the videos. Click those in videos, baby. Click the videos. You really should click those videos. Click the chat. Go ahead and click the chat. If you did, you would like it.